Welcome to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, finance, you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dollar shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with rulers by light. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode.
Good evening, fam. What's going on? Welcome to Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Piper Academy Network. Hope you all had an amazing Tuesday. It is time to go over the day and then get prepped for tomorrow. And then I don't know. It's wild card Wednesday. So, we gotta just throw stuff out and just talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, first, we're gonna talk about politics. Let's talk about politics. Everybody loves politics, right? Right? How about not? How about not, David? LBC? Let's not do the politics. No, we're just gonna go over some charts. I'll go over a trade that I took today. For the prop firm evaluation that I'm still going through. I'm in the positive, so that's good. I think I can share this. Give me just 1 second. Not. How about not? But anyways, yeah. So, had a down day today. We'll go over the charts, of course, and we'll see what we could have played. I mean, what I did play, what we could have played, yada yada yada, and then we'll just go from there. We'll give you the bull case, the bear case, the crab cakes, the crab case. And yeah, everything else. Let's see. Do I have any other? Making sure everything's good on here. Okay. So this is where we'll get to that in just a second. Let's go ahead and bring up the Madhouse. What's going on, Madhouse? Hope you are all doing well. Let's say good evening to everybody. Good evening, Alexandra G. Feel like I just saw you. And Billy Goat Tells chat. Shout out to the Billy Goat Tells team. Great stream tonight. Hope you guys got to catch that. If you didn't, make sure you go over to Billy Goat Tales, Tales, like a story, on YouTube and on X. Follow those guys. Great group of guys. And yeah, just follow them. It'll be good for your soul. Okay. Good folks, good times, good info, good wisdom, all kinds of stuff. Good evening, Dylan VA. Good evening, Army Piper. He says King Bear has entered the building. King Bear, huh? I think Crypto Savvy would like to challenge you on that. J-Vi, what's going on, J-Vi? Hope you are doing well. And Harp Oh, we got 2Dub in the house. What's going on, Wix? Why Fine 89. We got J Violent. We got Violent J, like ICP. What's going on, J Vi? Harp, playing the harp. I don't know. Trade Intuition, Bingo, and a Bango. What's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well. And Mike Volmer, hola, Mike Volmer. Here, showing my support and here to get alpha. Well, you came to the wrong place, because all I do is dish out Omega. He's a dumb bear. He's a bear through the bull market, so no change. Status quo. Yeah, exactly. Status friggin' quo. He's always the same, that crypto savvy. Never. He is the antithesis of a moon boy. King Bear knows when to hibernate. There you go. All right. Let's go ahead and bring up the screen. So this is what I'm looking like so far. I've taken, well, it says I've taken 17 trades, but I don't think that's accurate. I think I've taken maybe 7, maybe 10. I think it counts every single closed position as a trade, but it says 17 trades. We've got a 41% win rate, but I am profitable. Average daily net so far is 31. Total net PNL is $92. I got to get to 205 or 250 to pass the first step of the eval, and then I got to do another 250 to pass the second step, and then I guess there'll be a review process, and then I get funded. So we'll see. Percent return, 2%. What is this exactly? Percent return per the selected period is calculated using time-weighted rate of return method. Percent return can be calculated only for the closed periods. It means that if the TO parameter of the requested period is equal to the current date, the metric calculation should be introduced for the last closed period, not today. Not really sure what that means. Average winning trade holding time, about 2.5 hours. Average losing trade holding time, about half an hour. Average losing trade net PNL minus $1. Average winning trade net PNL $15. So a 15 to 1 or 1 to 15 risk to reward. Not bad. Not bad. That's how you're profitable with only a 41% win rate. I was profitable yesterday at a 28% win rate. That's because I started off this evaluation with just, I don't know, 9 straight trades of failure because I was really just trying to figure out the platform. And, I just noticed a little bit of that's cut off. Can we not? So we do have, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had to get used to the user interface. So I was just doing small trades. That's why my average losing trade is only $1. I've now scaled up to where I am risking $25 per trade. So that's what I'm doing. Nice job, LBC. Thank you. It says 1 to 19.4 risk reward. So that's my actual risk reward. So that's not bad. It's not bad at all. So we're almost halfway through phase 1 at a $98 day. Not bad. -4 yesterday, 98 today. And yeah, we'll see what tomorrow brings. We shall see what tomorrow brings. Go ahead and close out of that. Bang, bang, bang. All right, what's going on? Retro Mike Tech. What's going on? RMT. We got some latecomers all set in the house. Jesse, good night. Good night. I know you need to go to bed. I know some of you need to go to bed, and that's okay. R.S. Miller's in the house. What is up? What is up? What is up? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. What's going on? Melissa, One Love in the house. What's going on? Melissa, the real OG. I hope your day was amazing. Me too. Me too. All right. So, context. We're sitting here on the daily chart for Bitcoin, still sitting below that dynamic reactor. It is nice, bright, and red. So, still high time frame bearish. Still have not broken any kind of, highs in here. Still putting in lower highs, and we could be looking at another rollover here very soon. The question is going to be: are we going to come up to that dynamic reactor before we roll over, or is it or was today the start of the reversal? We did come up today, swing above these highs, take out these highs, and then pushed lower, engulfing the previous candle. And if you notice, we had this candle come up, this candle came down, this candle barely came back up, and this one engulfed. So now we got to see what is Wednesday going to bring. We don't have any news, any data drops tomorrow. No high impact ones anyway. We don't really have anything until Thursday. It's like building permits and stuff like that. It's really not a very news driven week. That could be because next week, no, we don't really have anything the following week, but the week after, maybe it's not that close. When is that next FOMCA? Where's that next FOMCA? Oh, wait, it's like the 17th, isn't it? Or something, 15th. 14th? No? When is that FOMCA? FOMCA? No scheduled reports. Really? You can't go that far into the future, my guy? Unemployment. All right, now. I thought it was the 17th and the 18th. Is it not? Oh, wait, that wouldn't make sense because the 17th is a Saturday. Next FOMC will be Wednesday, May 7th. Did I just overlook it? Yes, I did. It doesn't say FOMC. It says Fed interest rate decision. So Wednesday, May 7th. So that is going to be all the way over here. And you can't see the line. There we go. All right, so there's a lot that can happen between now and that next FOMC. Reason for bringing up the next FOMC. And take a look here at the Fed Watch tool. And we can take a look-see here and see we've got 21 days. We've got, ooh, that's different. We've jumped way back up on a pause. Continuing to pause. Wow. That's crazy. We're going to be assuming a 2.75% APR mortgage. Can't pass that up. No, you can't. That's kind of wild. Enjoy house shopping. So, yep. 84.3% chance of a rate pause. Yeah, it is. We have to drop the difference. Yeah. Okay. And with a 15.7% chance of a rate cut. Of course, anything can happen between now and then. Like, I don't know, Trump decides to end a trade war, tariffs, or he does anything. He tweets something. I don't know. Like, You never know. You never know. But right now we've got Bitcoin sitting here at $83,890. Trying to get a little push up, but what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow, maybe even going into tonight, I don't know. I might miss the move. We do have, we're getting a nice little bounce off of the dynamic reactor on the hourly. But we've got to be careful, because if this does get a quick move to the upside, we could rush back up to that overbought territory pretty quickly. And if we're just getting a retrace within the range and we come up into equilibrium, which is going to be the midpoint, and into premium, then we want to probably look for more downside tomorrow, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. We have the strong sell signal sitting here on the 1 hour. Right now, what I am watching is this imbalance up here. On the 1 hour, we do have an imbalance here, fair value gap, resting up here. We also have a, and that's a, yeah, I don't know that I would consider that. Maybe this is a breaker on top of that fair value gap. And if we go to the 4 hour, we also have another fair value gap. So, I mean, this whole area is just kind of loaded with resistance. So, two scenarios tonight going into tomorrow is we want to see what price does on the lower time frames, specifically the 5 or the 15-minute. As price comes up into here, we do have the dynamic reactor coming right into that zone as well. So I want to see what do we do when we come up in here? Okay, are we going to push through all these levels and then hold above dynamic reactor and above all of these levels? That's what I'm going to be watching for, is if we can get a push above, we can hold these levels, maybe consolidate on top and not do an instant in and then back out, because that would show rejection, and that this is likely an area where smart money is offloading more Bitcoin. If that's the case, we come up, come out, we look for a change of character, break of structure, market structure shift, what have you. You get the pullback, you get that break of structure, and then you enter on, a fair value gap on another retrace, which is basically what I did today. Let's go ahead and erase these drawings real quick, get rid of the Market Oracle Pro. Shout out to Chart Prime. Get you that Chart Prime. Get 45% off your first month. Link in the description down below. Also, you get a bunch of trading classes with that as well throughout the week. Several hours of trading classes with the one and only OC guy and the other one and only Alex O Crypto in Mississippi. Oh, you're south of me. We hillbillies don't wear shoes, not mine. What's going on, Crypto Billy? How you doing? I found a shoe coming and tripped on it. Does it belong to anyone here? I didn't not enjoy that trip. What are you talking about? I think I heard a talking bear say that we should expect more downside. Here comes the Piper Bear. So yep. Excuse me. So I will be looking for a retrace back into premium. I want to see us get back up here. And I mean, we might even reject before we even get up to it, because that 1 hour fair value gap is about in this range in here. So what I'll be looking for is, like I said, move up. I was gonna go over something else, and then I just completely blanked because I had to say hola to Crypto Billy. Thank you. Okay, so money flows in the red. We're on the 15-minute, but still, I'm still gonna look for potential bounce here. Come up, sweep these highs, and then from there, I really want to see a break above this high here at can't see at 84,190, 84,200. We break above that. Did I do the right one? No. 420. 84,420 for the memes. And then from there is where I will start looking for a sweep of a liquidity zone and then further downside. Because right now, I do think that after the sweep of the previous day high, or previous week high rather, previous month midpoint, that's almost, and then we get on a Tuesday with no news. That is known as a New York reversal, and that is what we got today, and that is what I played off of. Come down to the 5-minute. I was watching this. I was waiting. I saw the sweep of the highs. I got mad because it came down and tried to leave without me. Then it came back up into this fair value gap that it created as it broke this low in here, okay? And we did not get a candle close above the midpoint of that fair value gap. That is where I entered my short, and I aimed for the previous daily low, taking profits along the way. I wonder if I can show my trade on the prop firm. But yeah, I just held that one throughout the day, and that's how I had an $81 day, whatever it was. So not too bad. I had a New York reversal 5 days ago. I don't understand that, but hey, thank you. It was a very strange Tuesday, not having up and down volatility. Well, it was a very tame day in general. I say tame. We did drop from the top. To the very bottom, 3.88%, so almost 4% from top to bottom. So pretty nice, pretty decent day. But yeah, that's what I aimed for. Put my stop just above the previous week high, and then once we got this break right here, I took half my position out, and then I moved my stop to actually just below break even, so that if there's any fees, it can take care of it. I love your coffee mug with the green screen. It sparkles. It's a baby Yoda. Grogu. It's a Grogu. All right. Tony Soprano. What is going on, my guy? Tony Soprano. So, yep. That was my trade today. And that trade that I was showing you earlier, I will be targeting the monthly and quarterly opens. If we can get up into that level, get up into that 1 hour fair value gap, get the rejection, get the break of structure, and then look for something like this for tomorrow. and maybe trail my stop, because this thing could be going all the way down to the previous week midpoint, and maybe even potentially all the way down to our current local lows. Current yearly low, previous week low. So if we can come down, sweep the previous week low, and then get a nice bounce, then that would be much stronger than whatever all this slop is right now. That would be actually more of a spring, a Wyckoff spring before continuation. So I do think that it would actually be healthier if that is what we did end up doing, in my opinion. What's going on, Billy? I like the way you talk. Thank you for being here, Billy. I appreciate you, buddy. Hey, next time, whenever I come over there to Georgia, I hope you give me some cornbread and gravy, biscuits and gravy, cornbread and gravy, fried chicken gravy, all that gravy. I just love the gravy, baby. It's a gravy train. For a lower low, and then get a nice bounce for a lower high. There, I fix it for you. Okay. You fixed nothing. You didn't fix anything. You explained your bias, which is fine. We can all project months out into the future. That's fine. But for now, I'm just looking, for me personally, I'm just looking for liquidity to get swept, and then we'll see from there. And since I am a day trader and not a retired person just moving big sums of money around from here to there, and I trade day to day, I look for most frequent or most recent liquidity levels to make trades off of, and I don't really have to really worry about. I mean, I have a high time frame bias, which right now is still bearish, but I'm also not saying we're going to the moon, but I'm also not saying we're going to Doomstown. So it's okay to be a bear till the shark comes and bites you. Put that in your straw hat and chew on it. Anyway, before I was so graciously interrupted with nasty bear poop. Back to reality. Make trading great again. Volatility brought to you by Mr. President in collaboration with tariffs in association with trade wars. There we go. Still holding that 52-week SMA. What? The 52-week SMA? Yep, that's right. The 52-week SMA. Still holding that. And come down, sweep that, and then get cranking. Get out of here. Or we can play Piper's little game here, and we can just come down lower and just keep going down lower. Although, I would argue, Bitcoin's holding up quite nicely in here. I would say surprisingly, but it's not really surprising. A lot of people do see Bitcoin as a flight to safety, especially those that fear their currency being devalued, debased. Kind of like, I don't know, the dollar that has currently been falling off a cliff, but is also coming close to potentially bottoming out on our Prime Oscillator Pro Plus. So, is that the 50-week EMA? No. 52-week. Bitcoin looks better than all TradFi market charts. Yeah. Because Bitcoin has the narrative of flight to safety. Institutions are involved now. Now, will it actually be the flight to safety? I don't know. I don't know. You don't know. Whoever I'm talking to, no one knows. But I do know that when it comes to crypto, Bitcoin is the flight to safety. If you just put crypto in a vacuum, take out everything else, and it's just Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins, all the other altcoins, obviously Bitcoin is the flight to safety. We are continuing to get market dominance, Bitcoin dominance to push to the upside. And I still have my upper boundary up here. And as long as Bitcoin keeps pushing to the upside, don't expect Bitcoin dominance to continue to push to the upside, especially as it is going sideways, which is key because alts tend to run when Bitcoin's going sideways. You don't usually, I mean, they might lag behind it a little bit if Bitcoin's making a run to the upside. And then once Bitcoin starts to stall is when the alts typically get going because you're getting the capital rotation out of Bitcoin into Ethereum, into other layer ones, into layer twos, into mid caps and small caps and meme coins and all this good jazz. You get that capital rotation. But right now that capital is rotating into what? Bitcoin dominance and maintaining USDT dominance. Do have a bunch of lows here on that USDT dominance. So I don't know how significant the SMAs or any of that stuff is on the USDT dominance chart, to be honest. But what I do see is a bearish divergence here with a reversal signal. And if the USDT dominance falls off a cliff, that only means one thing, and that is that it is going into crypto assets. Or people are swapping it for real USD and putting it in their bank accounts. Who does that? No one does that. Nick Musgrave, what's going on? Mr. JR. I give shout outs to LBC every morning for his 52-week SMA. LBC gets offended when I chat in his live stream. No one's getting offended, bro. No one's offended. It's all playful ribbing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Love the Otter Gang fam being here. Thank you for showing up and showing out, guys. Put some otters in the chat for the Otter Gang. We are all Otter Gang. We are all Otter Gang. Total 2. Continuing to bleed out. Of course, this makes perfect sense when you compare that with the Bitcoin dominance chart. It's pretty much the exact opposite. Let's go ahead and do a comparison. We can do BTC.D, put that on a new price scale, and we can see Bitcoin dominance is just kind of, see how alts pull back. Bitcoin still moves to the upside. Looks like if there was ever going to be an altcoin rally, it was going to be here. But then other things decided, nope, that's not the case. And looks like we got a little bit more flight to safety. Around the time Trump was elected. Actually, Trump was elected, and that is when we got the big breakdown. And then people were like, oh yeah, altcoins suck or something. I don't know. At least there is no echo chamber at the Academy. Well, what kills me, Piper, is that you act like, this is where I do have a problem, is that you act like I'm saying, we're going to the moon. Because I'm not following the whole, yeah, we are for sure, everything's just falling apart, because it's just not. It's just not. Macro environment doesn't look great, but Bitcoin's holding up. Could it falter? Could it break down at some point? Sure. But until it does, I'm not going to be a big, massive, messy, nasty bear, okay? But I'm also not going to be a moon boy. I'm going to keep my emotions in check and just provide what the market or take advantage of whatever the market gives me on any given day. I mean, we can go for forever from here to here, 50% retracement. From this low to this high, 50% retracement. This is mid wave. From this low to this high, 50% retracement. From this low to this high, 50% retracement. Nothing significant has happened. Nothing. We get a little 30% retracement or pullback, and it's the end of the world. Well, I don't like narratives, and that's why I am a narrative buster. 30%, 31%, 32%. I mean, these weren't even that big. 32%. 30, no, haven't even gotten the same low side as that right there. Because BTC don't give an F about macro. That's right. The only thing that matters with BTC is whether or not fiat currency is being debased, which it is. It's not the only thing that matters. Macro conditions do apply. You do need liquidity in order for people. People gotta have money in order to put it into Bitcoin. Let's just put it that way. But the question is, let's just say, didn't China pass some kind of stimulus or something? I don't know. It's getting wild in here. Is it Wednesday? It is Wildcard Wednesday. Hey, LBC, can you look at Gary? Hey, RS Miller? No. It is Wildcard Wednesday. It's the fun day. It's the rant day. It's when we go on rants and we yell at Piper for being a big dirty bear. But no, this all does look like engineered liquidity, and this does look like it's at the very least, going to come down and sweep these lows. So I would just be prepared for that. Just be prepared for that. And then watch. Guess what will happen, guys? Guess what's going to happen? A narrative will follow the price action, like it always does. There's rarely ever a narrative that comes prior to price action. There's usually a narrative, or as I like to call it, an excuse for why price action did what it did. It's usually after the fact. Now, unless you're some kind of guru, I don't know. If people actually heard our phone calls, they would think we are friends. We're not friends. Are you talking about me? RMT, somebody said they hadn't seen you lately. Then someone else said you were last spotted buying more casts. Pull up Ohm. We're not friends. We're not friends at all, Piper. We are family. Good God. Oh boy. Still looks like garbage. By the way, the Ohm team, well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Well, of course, the Ohm team's going to deny it. But I saw somebody claim they went through like all the data, and they say that it likely wasn't the Ohm team that dumped, and it was likely some kind of not an exchange glitch, but there was like something that happened where Some order went to get executed while another one was looking to get executed, and they happened at the exact same time or something, and it ended up causing a cascading liquidation flush. I don't know. But from what I gather, it is not likely that the team sold this off. Look at that. Look, if we're just looking at regular candles, I mean, just jeez. This is what price action looks like right before a major F up. Wild. Bought a bunch of ohm last night at 50 cents. Why? Why'd you buy? If Bitcoin's going lower, why wouldn't this go lower? Why are you buying anything? Heck, why even DCA? It's funny how at 100K everyone was saying we need a healthy retrace to the 70s, but now that we got it, all of a sudden people panicking and talking about bear market. To be fair, well, to be fair to Piper, he was calling for a bearish trend for Q1 in general. We are now in Q2 though, so we'll see. Still a trader. When even trade, bro? Mr. Macro should be sitting idle. I'm so confused. I don't know what y'all are talking about. I should probably stop paying attention to y'all. Yep, still holding this high here. Still haven't broken any significant lows. My line in the sand is really this low here. We break that and we're likely, it's likely bear market. But right now we're just sitting here retracing to the highs, 50% pullback, sitting okay. Then we can get a dip down, and we also have another resistance line here that we could flip into support. Turn this on standard so we can see pull back into 786. Man, could you imagine the smell of something like this? Oof. That would stink to high heaven. This would also play out perfectly for your little 4-year cycles that you people like. So, more downside? Maybe. Probably. I mean, for the time being, we are still bearish until we start breaking some highs. Go to the daily. This is going to be a significant high that we need to break. This at $88,584. We got to get, well, nope, not that one. $88,804. We got to get above that and close, and preferably a strong push above it with a daily candle close. That would be a higher high. Then we would need to see a pullback or a higher low, which doesn't get confirmed until we break this high. Once we get that confirmation, then we can look for consolidation retrace to enter on, and then it goes to the moon. Bearish scenario. Last down candle before the up move. Break down. Retrace. Market structure shift. Grab for liquidity. And head lower. Good God. Hopefully not that low, but we'll see. But yeah. Pretty sure there's like a... Yeah, there's a daily fair value gap in here. So an imbalance that price could come to down here around 63, 64K. So we shall see. We shall see. And then we have the very tricky retrace that then leads to a rollover. That's going to be the key. That's why you got to wait for that push back up and that break of that second high. If you don't get that and this thing starts to pull back deeper and deeper, hold on to your shorts, okay? Because they're going to get messy. All right, that's it. It for tonight's show. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye. No, I'm kidding. Russell 2000, same old story. Not looking great. I've been watching these equal lows for quite some time now. I guess ever since 2023. And they have been bugging the crap out of me, and it looks like we're finally trying to come down to grab them. So Russell not looking too hot. Let's go to the ES. We did get that bounce off of the 50. So that's good. We do have the equal highs. Another positive. But just like with Bitcoin, this thing's got some work to do. It's got a lot of work to do. Need to get above 5,862 points for any real shot at continuation to the upside. Otherwise, this thing could also just roll on over, aiming for that golden pocket for the next level of support between 4,434 and 4,519 points. That would also be a nice back test of this demand zone in here that we broke away from. So, would not be bad at all. Of course, right now we are back testing this previous high that we broke. Maybe if I just did a trend line, that would help. So we back tested, just as Bitcoin did, back tested the previous swing high, and now we see if it can hold. So far, we've gotten bounces across the board, but things are kind of stalling out. Things are, liquidity's kind of drying up. The news isn't the great. Really, there's only a couple things that could probably save us. One, I say save us, but would kick the bull market back on. One, Fed rate cut, especially a surprising Fed rate cut. Two, a trade deal is made between China and the U.S. Things stop escalating, and really just more certainty, more clarity comes into the market surrounding these tariffs, because that's kind of the biggest thing right now. The tariffs are the narrative, and they're essentially, or the trade war is the narrative, and it's essentially what is driving the price down, because we have so much uncertainty, especially with President Trump's on again, off again, on again, off again, exemption this, oh, no exemptions there, oh, we're going to negotiate, very next day, no, we're not going to negotiate, and then the very next day, oh, we're going to negotiate. And not just Trump, there's no consistent messaging in the admin. You have some of his closest people, or his I don't know what you call it, not handlers, what assistants, whatever. Cabinet members, they'll say one thing, like they were saying, no, we're not going to negotiate tariffs. And then Trump is asked on Air Force One, they say, or are you going to negotiate tariffs? And he says, yeah, I'm open for negotiations. Of course, I'm open for negotiations. So it's just a bunch of back and forth, no consistent messaging out of the admin. There seems to be no like real plan, especially when you're slapping 10% tariffs on like every import, which I think is economically stupid. But that's just me. It makes no sense whatsoever. Targeted tariffs make sense. Sector targeted, but just 10% across the board tariffs, it's I don't know. I really don't know what we're trying to do with that. I don't know, other than try to exploit people. But what's going to happen is other countries are going to come in and fill the void to get the cheaper labor than what we pay for. Who knows? Who knows? But it's the uncertainty that is really driving this market. Businesses not knowing the next step, what to do. Small businesses, especially, getting killed. Not knowing what to do, where to. Perfect anecdotal, obviously. My sister works for a swimming pool company. They get steel parts from Canada. And because of the tariffs, their steel parts for building like the framing for vinyl pools and above ground pools are going up in price. And they've already laid off 10% of their workforce. And cutting back hours. Because, if you tariff the steel industry, then you're also tariffing everything and taxing essentially everything else that has steel in it. So it just raises prices up. Is America a steel manufacturer? I'm not really sure. One thing I do know, though, is that we're putting tariffs on mangoes as if we grow mangoes here. Or we could even bring them here. Maybe we could. I don't know. But it's just dumb. It's just dumb. So, an end to all of that, I think, would be a pretty bullish catalyst. An end to all of that. Fed rate cuts coming or happening. That could give us our bullish sentiment in the market that could get us going. Everyone wanted transparency. That's why it changes day to day. What? That is not transparency. That shows that you have no plan. There's no set plan. There's no real plan. It's just on a whim. It's not transparency. Anyways, love you, Crypto Billy. They are grown in Hawaii. I was just giving kind of one example, okay? I don't know where mangoes are made, but there's a lot of stuff that we don't naturally and cannot make here. It has to be made in other places. There's resources in other places that we have to get from other places. Like, I don't know. Maybe the master plan is to create a tariff war and force the world to use Bitcoin. And meanwhile, the USA is secretly stockpiling BTC and will continue to rule the world forever. It's funny you say that, Flat Smack, because that's kind of been one of my inner working theories. Is that what if there's a Bitcoiner in Trump's ear that's kind of like, hey, we just stack up on all this Bitcoin. This is the future anyway. What if we just go ahead and tank fiat? So everybody goes into Bitcoin. Tinfoil hat. Good night, Crypto Billy. Mad love, brother. Hope you have a wonderful evening. Sleep And I will see you tomorrow. I will say the weekly pickups on DCA being dynamics heavier on lower risk bands is definitely getting closer to current price on the consolidation action BTC has been doing. Sweet. A catalyst will come, accumulate. If you fine tune and digitize the flux capacitor using a naked POC with maximum momentum off the anchor wave, you can throw a football 20 yards further too. The market was overcooked to begin with. Was it? That's another thing. Let's go to the S&P. Okay? Well, let's think about this for a second. Market was overcooked. Okay. We'll see. Where's 2020? Where's 2020? All right, there's COVID crash. Okay. We're going to take the high from 2020 because this is where we got before COVID. All right. Double our monetary supply, and we're only up 80%. You would think that if you double the money supply, and if you were valued at this level here before COVID, then that would translate into a doubling of the price from that point before the money printer went burr. Or do we count it from the drop? From there, 176%. So that would make sense. But we were already valued this high prior to the COVID crash, prior to the money printing. So it should logically follow that if you double the monetary supply, then prices should double, which a lot of prices did double in a lot of goods. So, no, inflation and rising costs are up that money too. Inflation and rising costs are up that money too. What? Ate up that money too. Oh, okay. But that's the thing. We doubled the monetary supply. Supply chain was shut off for 2 years. Where'd the money go? Went into the assets. Or billionaire bank accounts. Anyways, I don't know. I'll have to chat GPT it like I do just about everything else. Guys, speaking of chat GPT, I am working on a complete guide for helping you. And if you remove the Mag 7, the S&P really didn't do that great. Well, we can't just remove the Mag 7. They are real companies doing real things in a tech-heavy country. It's what we're here for. Manufacturing, factory labor work. It's for the birds. The U.S. is skilled labor, specialized labor. That's what we're supposed to be. American exceptionalism. What we used to strive for. Until people started coming along telling us how terrible our country was and started talking all this crap about our country, and nobody can even, you can't even, I'm not even gonna touch that topic. I was just gonna say, you can't even be proud of making medical breakthroughs because it turns into a conspiracy. You can't even be proud that we sent a rocket to space and then brought it back. That's a great achievement. But because politics get in the way, half the country is just like, nah, whatever. I hope it crashes and burns. Or they laugh when a rocket blows up. There's just no winning with anyone. Except for me. You're all winners in my book. Because you come here and you support me. You support the Piper Academy Network. You support my friends, Mi Familia, Army Piper OC guy, BC Port Corp, Tradefly, Alex O Crypto, Dave Digital, Crypto Billy, Alexandra G, Nick Musgrave, Trade Intuition, everybody. We have each other. We can have our disagreements. We can have our mostly agreements. But as long as we remember to love each other and treat each other with some grace, some respect, and have some humility, and not be boastful when we are right, but instead proud and humble. That's the way to go about it. But, hey, it is a mad world. It's your choice to play the game or to defy everybody else. Be a rebel. That's what I like to be. And today, being a rebel means being kind and rewinding. I tried to go somewhere. But anyways, I love you guys. I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep. And I will catch you all tomorrow. Mad love. Peace out. Holla at your boy. Good night. Bye.
Welcome to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, finance, you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dollar shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, live financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows. Community vibes where everybody grows. Analyzing trends while the world lays low. Markets after dark where only brilliance shows. Hit that subscribe and join the ride. In the world of finance where fortunes collide. Lunar's path will be your guide. Through the market storm or the market tide. On the charts with Lunar's bright light. Crypto markets soaring through the night. From Bitcoin markets soaring fast. Markets after dollar shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright light. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see the future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the